Our topic for today is going to be lit. It's called How to Reverse Patterns of Underachieving Behavior. Listen, after all that we have covered, you need to learn how to change a student's current attitude to learning that may have caused them to underachieve. I don't care how many students you are able to get to an agreement, or how committed you are to providing mentoring and training, or how great an empowerment plan you create. If you have not factored in how to change your students' attitude to learning, you'll be so slow, things may not work out eventually. So today, as we near the end of this training, it is appropriate that we take just a few minutes to talk about this. You see, if you don't master this particular skill, it could get in the way of the responses you get from the underachieving students in your care. And this skill is easy to master because changing a child's attitude to learning can just take about 1 minute. Although for some students, it may take days or even weeks. Either way, here is what you need to know. How a student sees learning is a function of how they see themselves. If you understand this alone, you'll be able to get across to any kind of student. Because inevitably, a person's attitude to anything is a function of their thought process. When a student is hard to deal with and is unyielding and unable to see learning in a new light, you have to just look at how the student sees himself. Starting from there gives you a higher chance of success. In fact, that's all you got to do. Understand we have come full circle. In previous lessons, we've talked about how to get students' agreement, their consent and commitment. We talked about how to use sitting arrangement in a classroom of underachievers. We talked about how to make empowering underachievers more fun and fulfilling. And today we'll be bringing it all home, by changing students' attitude to learning. And then tomorrow we'll wrap up this training by talking about what I call the 4M method for writing empowerment plans for empowering underachieving students. I'm so excited. You see, the one barrier to learning that causes many students to have a wrong attitude to learning is what is called the fixed mindset. You see, if a student has a fixed mindset, it means he believes that his qualities and abilities are fixed and can't be improved. Such a student believes that there is only a few people that can learn great stuff, but certainly is not one of them. Students with fixed mindsets have uncertainties, deficiencies, and negative thoughts about themselves. They are usually overwhelmed by learning, challenges, and other experiences they consider are for smarter people. A student who has fixed mindset may not be willing to give you the agreement and consent, and he may not be willing to commit to the empowerment process. They are definitely unmotivated to learn and feel that achievement in school is not their priority. They will not set goals or be open to competitions as it could make others see their inadequacies more clearly, and thus over time they get worse. So what is going to happen is this: if you don't change their attitude to learning, they will not improve. So how do you change it? The answer is, number one, show them about the opposite of the fixed mindset, which is called the growth mindset. The growth mindset is about learning from mistakes, taking charge of your personal growth, and having an undying belief that you are capable of learning and having good grades. Ingrain this into them, say it over and over again. Create affirmations that helps them to begin to believe that they can have a growth mindset. And that thing is for you to make sure that they understand what is called the locus of control. A person's locus of control is very, very important to their attitude to learning. A locus of control is a person's perception of his power to control actions and events. Teach them in many forms that they have the power to control their destiny. Thirdly, come up with tasks that can build their resilience as quick as possible. And fourthly, and the final one, notice their choice of words and languages and change them immediately. The idea is to change their thinking up front and change their attitude to learning. You would agree with me that this is unarguably the first thing to do after getting the agreement. Although some students may have a great attitude to learning already, so it may not be necessary for such students. If you change your students' wrong thinking about learning early on, it could improve greatly the empowerment process. Tomorrow we'll wrap up the training with the 4M empowerment plan method for empowering underachieving students. So see you tomorrow.